And the award for greatest youth pastor of all time goes to Zachary Hibbert.
Thank you. You know, it means so much getting this award tonight, because ultimately when I reflect back on all the years I've been doing this, all I can say is that it was all me. It was not a group effort, it was a single person effort. And as they say, you can't spell team without me. And so, you know, really the only team that I want to think about is myself, how I got this, how I got here, because really, you know, there is no other thanks to be offered. You know, as much as those other people tried, they didn't get it. And to all of those who, you know, were my competition, well, too bad. You knew who was going to win from the beginning, right? So thank you once again for this award and all that good stuff. Seriously though, don't you just hate people who are full of themselves? Like, I don't even want this trophy anymore, right? Like, so I don't want anything to do with that. So don't you just hate people who are full of themselves? Like, it's not, you know, it's not fun dealing with those kind of people. The ones who take all the credit, the ones who are all about themselves, the ones who think they know everything, are better than you, smarter than you, more athletic than you, read more than you, know more than you. It's annoying having to deal with those kind of people. In fact, I don't think that God ever wanted us to, you know, be that way. In fact, that's what brings us to what we're talking about today, because Jesus in the Beatitudes, he says he's describing all these different kinds of people. And he says, blessed are those who are humble. Blessed are those who are humble, or God blesses those who are humble. And it's interesting that he brings this up, because just a couple verses earlier, he talked about people who were poor in spirit. You know, those ones who didn't think above themselves, who relied on God. And yet here we are again, kind of going back to the same thing. People who are not about them, not about themselves, and not about what they've accomplished. And that's really difficult for a lot of us to do, because when we look at the things that we accomplish, we're very proud of our accomplishments. We're very proud of the knowledge we have. We're very proud of the stuff that we know and the things that we've done. And to a certain extent, you're allowed to be. You're allowed to be, but to what extent? Well, to the expense of others. I mean, let me ask you a question. Who would you rather follow? A person who's always, you know, talking about how much they know, and they're always talking about how, like, they're better than you? Or somebody who is humble? Somebody who's willing to say they made a mistake? Or somebody who's willing to talk about the times where they've messed up, or even say things that they don't know, like, I don't know that. You know, there's a reason why Jesus talks about what is going to happen for those folks, because remember, series is blessed are those who are humble, for they will inherit the earth. The earth is theirs. And if you think about it, here's the principle, is those who are humble, they're going to be the ones who get the inheritance. So they're the ones who are going to be ultimately blessed, and people are going to want to follow them and be with them. Blessed are they, because people see through the arrogance of other folks. We're not stupid. But yet, with humble people, there's something about that. There's something about a quality of somebody who isn't just full of themselves. You know, they can be confident, but you can be confident and humble. And so it's not just a matter of being bold and being confident, but being able to be somebody who, you know, champions others. To say, you know what, this is who really deserves the credit here. It's not about me, it's not about what I did. And to be able to, you know, celebrate really the people who are also involved. And really not make it about them. You know, I wouldn't have known this if it wasn't for so-and-so. I wouldn't have been able to accomplish this athletic feat without my coaches and teammates. And just being able to lower yourself to realize that it's not about you, but really it's about the other people around you. So blessed are those who are humble, for they will inherit the earth. Let me ask you a question. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how humble would you say that you are? If you're a 10 if you say you're a 10, probably need to back that off a little bit, right? But how humble would you say that you are? In what instances are you less humble or more humble? Like what are those instances where, you tend to humble yourself versus times where you tend to act a little more arrogantly? And why is that? And then finally, what are some steps, sort of like a couple practical things that you need to do in order to become more humble? I'll see you guys next week as we continue this series through the Beatitudes.